Hello, people. I am Daksh. I am the founder of Blub World magazine, which creates content for teenagers. We try to find inspiration in teenagers for teenagers. So that's what we've been working upon and have reached out to nearly 100 or 200 teen heroes across the globe, whom we have showcased in different formats in different places to different teenagers. So now, why are we talking to educators or education leaders? Every once in a while, we try to bring out an industry white paper which encapsulates and showcases the opinions and ideas of educationists, what they're doing right now in the K-12 education sector. Now, in this series of events, this is the 10th talk that we are doing right now. And we have done talks with nearly 80 or 90 school leaders by now. This is the 10th edition of this. So our basic motive behind doing this is to find what all new and innovative things are you doing in your school under this lockdown, because education is highly impacted. There are a lot of solutions that are there, but some don't work, some do work, and we have all built some custom solutions for ourselves. So this basically is a place where you can tell us those ideas. We'll take the best of those and put it out in a white paper that comes out at the end of all these talks. So just to give you an example of the kind of ideas that we have been getting, there is a school in Agra that has started, has told all its pre-toddlers to sing a song daily on a video call to their teacher. So that there's a different level of engagement with pre-toddlers, because it's difficult to give them content. There is a school in Padua in Hooghly. They don't have good internet. So what they're doing, they have told their kids to create custom dictionaries at home. And once the school reopens, kids bring those dictionaries to the school. So an activity that does not need internet. There is a school in Hisar. They've told all their students that report whatever is going around you so that you learn from your surroundings. Write a daily report and send it over to us. There is a school in Abu Road that is doing its final exams over a Zoom call. They have divided 50% marks to the written paper that happens on Zoom and then a Viva that happens on Zoom. So we have got many such good ideas that we are getting from all across India and different places. There's a school in Nepal that is doing a problem-solving engineering class every day. That's give a solution to a daily problem that your mom faces in the kitchen. So small solutions, but a new solution every day. So that's the kind of content that we've been getting. So more and more innovation and more creativity should, come into this so that maximum people can emulate or learn from what you're doing. So the format of this talk goes this way, that everyone here gets a 2-minute speaking slot. You get 2 minutes to speak, and then we move on to the next speaker so that everybody gets a chance to speak. And you can see there's a guy, Divya, in one of the screens, the guy with the yellow shirt. So he's the timekeeper. So when your time ends, he'll put one hand up. And when you have exceeded your time and we have to mute you, he'll put his second hand up. So try to complete when he puts his first hand up so that we can get the best out of whatever you're saying. So for the next 2 minutes, let's hear it from Vinita Mam. Vinita Mam, let's start from next 2 minutes. Everybody else, please mute your audio. And Vinita Mam, please open your audio, and next 2 minutes are for you.
Hi, people. See, we have begun our classes, Zoom classes. Prior to that, we had orientation sessions with the parents and students for about a week. We got familiar with that. And then we have another platform, Flip Learn, that provides content to the students. So we have bought it from school side and we have made it available to the students for about a month. So these two portals are helping out. Besides this, I asked teachers, those who are teacher parents also, to pull in all the problems they're facing at home wherein children are not participating, because India is pretty different. Children are not participative in many of the home course. So we listed about 100 such things, and every day we are sharing it with the parents that you need to ensure that and send us the pictures. Say, like, first thing you need to do is make the bed. If kids are small, mothers need to take help of the children, and teachers are motivating the kids. So there are 100 such things wherein children can help and be kept involved, like folding the clothes, how to fold it. Teachers taught them how to fold their own shirt. So we were, besides the classes, online. So now that children cannot say that they do not know, now they want to impress their teachers. So every day we are making them do this, and this is across the classes. And parents are more appreciative of these things rather than the academics that we are taking care of. So There are many other things, but I think my 2 minute is almost up. So I'll come back to it when I'm given another chance.
Okay. So what we have learned in these many talks that life skills at the moment has taken the front seat and academics has gone back, because life skills is something that can be done at this point of time. Every school had been imagining a utopia situation where kids are good at value education. There's some time that's given to value education. So this is the right time when it happens in their very homes, and schools can facilitate that very well. So thank you so much, Anita ma'am. Now let's hear it from Aditi Roya ma'am. Ma'am, you can unmute your audio. Next 2 minutes or you try to give us at least one learning that you've got and one vision that people can copy and replicate in their own schools. Over to Aditi ma'am.
Right. Good evening, everyone. And with this particular situation which is going on, I hope you're all able to hear. Okay. With the current scenario, it's the first time that the teachers actually are teaching online. They have, because it was normally you are in the class and you teach, but it's the first time when the teachers also are experimenting. So here you can say that we started these experiments just after Mr. Kejriwal had announced that the schools will be closed and teachers were going. We started preparing from then onwards. So what one of my teachers did is she actually found it online, active coping calendar, right? I think someone has seen it. This calendar, it has a 30-day schedule mentioned with Monday, Tuesday, Friday, like this way. There I'll read out some things which we are doing. Like today's 7th. Here it says, share what you are feeling and be willing to ask for help. So this particular coping calendar is besides something academics which we are doing. This is and remember this, we have got it, we did not create it, we got it online. Teachers searched it because teachers nowadays, they are more into research mode, you can say, that what would be useful. Secondly, besides academics, see, everyone is doing with the academics, that's nothing new. We are my school is located in such an area, though it's in Delhi, but there is a connectivity problem, and many students rather are first generation learners too. So they have just a smartphone. They just have a smartphone. Many do not have a laptop. So we cannot have Zoom classes, right? So what my teachers are doing is, they have whatever the lessons are, NCRT publications they have downloaded, lessons they are taking it on screenshots, and over WhatsApp they have created groups. They are recording the entire the video, they are recording the explanation. Okay. I understand my time is up. So just one thing I would mention is that besides this, we are also doing something of like the kitchen garden. Things are present at home. My students are doing it, and we say that we'll be doing it. Once the students are back to school, we'll be taking in some of these plants from home so that we can have a school kitchen garden. Right? Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely. Great. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for those ideas. So again, I think there is one thing that's quite usable within your suggestions is active coping calendar. Let's everybody find it out and let's see if it works for you as well. So one idea that can be shared in kitchen gardens. Yes. And from Anita ma'am, one pick a day for a different activity, 2 learnings that can be taken forward. Let's get over to Sakshi ma'am. So Sakshi ma'am, next 2 minutes are yours. Please unmute yourself and let's hear it from you. What different things are you doing in your school?
Hi, good evening. I'm Sakshi Katia from Udaipur. When I first heard of the word lockdown, I was very perplexed. I had no idea what are we going to do. And the first thing that came in my mind was about my children. How am I going to keep them engaged? How am I going to tell them that this is not okay, and we don't know when we'll get to see you. So it became very important for us to first make them aware of what is the virus, what is it all about, and why is this lockdown for. So we started with this awareness program first. We asked them to send us videos of how are they what are they understanding about the virus, how are they spending time, and about the different aspects of life. How are they spending time with the families? How are they utilizing their time? So we started with this, so just to make them familiar with the online apps, right? And after getting good response from our students, we could actually connect with our students. Then we moved on to the brushing up of the concept that they have studied last year. So we used to give them worksheets, we used to give them practice sheets. Our teacher used to interact with them on a daily basis. Actually, they used to talk to the parents also, that how are they, we want to talk to them. So we made sure that each class teacher is talking to the children after every few days, so that they know that yes, our teachers, our school is there to take care of us, so there is nothing to worry about. And then after this, Nirja Modi Jaipur, we are a branch of it in Udaipur. So they started with this online classes and with the new session. So then they started taking classes. So they were taking classes all together of Udaipur, Chittor, Jodhpur and Jaipur. So, our students were getting a very good exposure online. That was very new for them. They were, getting learned from new teachers, and they arranged for foreign faculties too, who could, obviously that was feasible, virtually they used to come online, and they used to teach French as an example. So that actually was very good. And we made sure that the children are coming in uniform, they are presentable, the background is okay, the questions that they are asking should be proper. Also, if there is any birthday, the teacher used to is starting the session with the birthday song for that child. So this is how they are making them familiar with this app, and this is how they are making it comfortable for everybody, because we don't know that when we can again reopen.
Thank you so much. I think one good learning for all of us, that this is a good time to teach all your kids the camera sense, that what all comes in the camera, look at your background, do you have headspace, what are you wearing? So it's a good time to give them a sense of visuals and how do shoots work and how does a camera work. So it's a good time to teach them that, because they're using it every day. So now let's over to Kodaram sir.
Sir, especially my school is in the rural area, is apart from the cities. Still, basically, we nationwide lockdown started in the mid of the 23 and the 24. But in our Manipur state, all of this started on 23rd, 22nd. So ultimately, I just make a group of teachers, WhatsApp group. Then I send all the teachers, making the admin of the different section of the classes. And they have already started giving all, because my school is affiliated to the state board, is different from the CBSE, because we have already started in the month of the January. So then even the FA1 has already been completed, and FA2 was supposed to start it. Then ultimately, because of the lockdown, just we are keeping, because of this one, we send information to all the students, calling their parents, giving the awareness, because this is the only option we have to make your students busy. Your child are to be working with us, and we are giving information, and they're just giving their assignments, then upload it, and our teachers again check it and they verified it. Then again, I started a very good platform. We are not using the Zoom. We are using the Microsoft Team. It can use 250 students at one time, and there is no such type. Sometimes we use the Zoom, there is a problem, flowing in the sometimes intervention. But when we use the Microsoft Team, then even person whiteboard is there, we can use. And then for that one also, before this, just I held my teacher meeting, and I just said how we have to use the tool. Even the OneNote Microsoft Team, right under the Microsoft Team, that we can share a lot of the videos and others, thousands of the things. So now it is coming up, we are using. So this is the thing, now we are keeping the children live, just like done in the regular classes. So they are very happy. So for the moment, okay. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Thank you so much, sir. So what we have learned, there are two nice observations that we've got till now. Most of the education technology companies that exist right now have not been able to solve education problems. And companies which were not supposed to be education technology are right now the leaders in helping educators. The first one being WhatsApp, which has no relation with any education of any sort. And second being Zoom. And third, something called Microsoft Teams, which was supposed to be an office solution, but right now it's getting used very well in schools. So what we learned was that there's a big disconnect when we talk to education technology companies and when we talk to schools. And this has to be bridged in the coming times. But before we move on to the next section of this very talk, there's two things that I want to share. First, we are right now in a corona world when we are experiencing this lockdown in our own spaces, in our own different ways. Just think of a time, because that we're going to experience that next. There'll be a post-corona world. There'll be a post-lockdown world. And this post-lockdown world will have very different kind of people with us. The students won't be the same. The teachers won't be the same. The student will be a much tech-savvy guy, and he would be quite restless because he has been in a lockdown for such a long time. So it will get very difficult for a teacher to engage him. And a teacher or an educator will need a different skill set altogether to engage him then. So are the schools preparing on those lines? Or are we actually thinking that what actual skills will remain with you? Because once these edtech companies are within your system, content delivery or delivery of information will no longer be a skill. Because technology can do that very easily. So the job of an educator will drastically change. So what skill sets will we be looking in the new educators? So I want your thoughts on that what are the skills that you'll be looking at in educators in the post-corona world? So Vinita ma'am, next 1 minute is yours, your thoughts.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Because before even we started, we were thinking about it. So fortunately, all our teachers, they are given intensive training as far as technology is concerned, not because of corona or anything. They were pretty tech savvy before that also. And we were using these tools prior to this lockdown because this is how we connected with the students. WhatsApp played a major role, then came in Zoom. And not only that, as I shared with you, FlipLearn Prime is an app wherein you can access various classes and this content was already mapped with our smart classes. So children were using that, children were delivering in the classroom. They were even prompted to make small videos of their own and share with the teachers. So we had already done that. So when this thing actually happened, this lockdown actually happened, because of that, teachers and children were already prepared. And quite recently, I have launched this thing. We have asked students to make a 3-minute movie on what they're going through during the quarantine period. And it's going to be like, we have given them about a week's time. We might have to extend the limit of the time, like 4 minutes, because they have inquiries. And this is actually going to give us more ideas as to what do we need to do next? What children are going through? We are going to map that and come up with some solution. Think about it so that we are prepared.
Absolutely. So just yesterday we had Divya Lal with us, who's the founder of FlipLearn. So we got to know about the platform just yesterday. We had Divya within this very setup yesterday.
Yes.
So we're actually trying to get all sorts of people in the ecosystem together to find their thoughts on it. Because this white paper has to be inclusive. It has to have opinions from all sectors, classes, and types of schools. Because if you see the diversity of this call that you are in right now, there's somebody from Patiala, there's somebody from Manipur, there's somebody from Delhi, there's somebody from Udaipur. So we're trying to get the maximum variety as much as possible. So over to Aditi ma'am, what skills will you be looking at in a teacher in the post-corona world?
See, when I talk about but the post-corona stage, I think before the post-corona stages appeared, the teachers have already developed one skill, and that is the problem solving. And that is we call as problem solving, because you understand that the teachers were not sure how to go about with this online teaching, because normally we were teaching, I mean, all of us were teaching through books. We had the smart classes, and but those were just resources or aids to teaching. And now the teaching itself is happening. So I mean, what I feel is that I've been telling my teachers also, now you have understood your own bandwidth, what you can really do. The research part, I am not doing it. I'm just giving them a guideline. I'm sitting from my own home and I'm just giving them some guidelines. They are coming up with varieties of ideas.
Yes.
So these, ideas are extremely important that it comes up, and it will, this problem solving thing, which we always have been saying. Well, I mean, I think 21st century, we are going to 22nd century, but 21st century learning, which we always keep on telling the teachers, and this let us be problem solvers. We are not content deliverers, right? So that has really taken a strong hold now, that they have coming up with problems. Students are calling them up or sending them messages, and they are solving it then and there. They are not asking me ki ma'am kya karu. They're not telling me that. They are solving it and later on they report to me, ma'am, this thing came up, and now this is the solution I gave. I am very, very happy with this, that they are able to develop this. And the other thing is the active teaching. They were passive learners. Here now the learning also has become active learning. We were only actively teaching, and the learners were passive learners. But now it has become active teaching as well as active learning. So that is one more thing which has developed, right?
Absolutely. Even for teacher training, flip learning is a new mechanism that's working.
Exactly. I have been telling, because I do a lot of workshops, so I tell all the teachers wherever I go throughout the length and breadth of the country, I keep on telling them, please follow flipped classes. You don't expect that the students are not aware. Tell them what they have to read and come. Only discuss the problems. That is now happening.
That's not happening. The learner has actually engaged on a very different level now.
Yes.
Because a lot of scavenging has to be done at his level. He won't be served on a platter.
Right. I have also, I'll just mention one thing, that I have also told my teachers that just for a fun kind of thing, give them scavenger hunt, treasure hunt inside the house. Let them talk to the parents. Let the parents hide something and let the students do it. They will enjoy. Even parents are saying, ma'am, hum to bhool bhi gaye the Sanskrit ka ye sab. And we are also learning in the process. We are again, revising in the process. Parents have come up with this. These things we had forgotten. We did not have time.
Absolutely. A lot of parents and a lot of schools have started an activity where they are telling kids, whatever you are seeing on television, try to prepare a report on that. Try to do a small 100-word write-up on that. So that you start learning appreciation of things. Like film appreciation is career in itself. So
right.
So let's hear from Kotaram sir. Sir, you are in an area that's quite different. And for us, there's a lot of, imagination attached to your imaging, because most of India does not know a lot about Manipur. So give us something that how has the education landscape changed right now when technology is the priority? And secondly, you're in an area, I think there might be infrastructure issues there. I'm not very sure because even I'm not aware about that. So over to you, sir.
Yeah, so let me share you. Before I came back to my place, I was working in Delhi as well as in Uttarakhand. I was working as a director principal. I understand the scenario there. And here also, even though it is in the rural areas, I'm telling you, my students, I'm talking about my school first. My students are able to give online examination starting from class 1 to class 10 standard. Say, for example, financial literacy assessment test. It has been held throughout by the NISM under the based on the Mumbai. So we have been taking, and even the Green Olympiad and all Olympiads we have been working, that also in the online. Sir, our topic is mentioned, basically the core issue is after post lockdown issue, Corona, that post-Corona COVID-19. I'm telling you two things we have to do as a leader. First, we need to train our teachers. Then we need to just collaborate with all the parents. Basically, what we are going to do, all parents have to understand, right? Not only in the rural area, in the metropolitan city also, because the parents are not aware so much. What we are thinking as an educationist, they are not able to come to our level. So two things we have to do after this one. Number one, giving the awareness of the parents what we are going to tackle, because this is the pre-planning. Otherwise, they will think something, And the second thing, the teacher have to take care of it, because we have already said all the WhatsApp group. Children are very fast because they understand their all the numbers. They can do everything. In every misuse, they can make it their own group again. They can start it. So that is skill teacher have to be trained how to do that. Not only this one or online, but for that one, as a leader, we need to understand that technology again. For that one, from time to time, off and on, we require such type of the training to give all.
Perfect. So I think, again, we would need a realignment or reorientation of our parents as well, and the teachers as well, because technology right now will take the front seat, and it's going to be I think the next decade goes to education technology only, because even Moody's, if you keep the current rating, they have given education technology to be the leading business in the next coming at least 5 years. So even from that perspective, technology will take the front seat, and we'll have to find ways to deal with it. So, Sakshi ma'am, again, your thoughts on what kind of a teacher would you look for in the post-corona world?
First of all, I want to say that the two things that we have got because of these the situation. First, the opportunity to expose our children and teachers to the digital world. And second is the parents' involvement in their child's education. Generally the parents are really busy and they would not, be so much into what the children are getting taught and what is the homework. Only one of the parents would generally involve. So when I get to hear from my parents that both of them are so much involved now in the child's education, so that is a good thing, right, for a child, that both the parents are involved. So secondly, I would say that nowadays we are using smart classes a lot. Here in school we use virtual reality lab also, we use English language lab also. That all, for that you have to be familiar with the technology. So I think okay, till now we were using this, but from now on, from the future, the near future, the children would be very quick in everything that they'll do with the technology. They would have something in their mind before that, we have used this, or yes, we have done this. So they'll be very quick. So it would be easy for us also to to guide them. And again, for the teachers that you're talking about, I would say that we are planning workshops for our teachers also, from CBSE master trainer, who would be training us, all of us, on the on the mindsets of the children that will change now after the pandemic. And of course the teachers would require this, because obviously now the tactics would be different. They would have to handle and tackle the children differently. So this is something that is very important, to train our teachers first before they train our students, right? So,
absolutely, yeah. Thank you so much, Sakshi ma'am. Just 2 days back, we had the founder of Millennium Group of Schools, Dr. Bindu Rana, with us over such a call. She raised a very interesting fact, or typically a very nice observation that we had not got till that point, that we are using technology, and technology at the moment is solving communication problems for schools. It is not solving education problems. There are major curriculum and content problems that are there that have to be sorted. And just to do that, an attitudinal change is required. A thinking change is required in the school leaders, because change always percolates from the top to the bottom. It typically never grows from the bottom to the top. So what we could understand, there are two skills that have to take priority in every school right now. And we have to build mechanisms to decipher those two skills. And I think these are going to be the most difficult skills to decipher, because they're not just skills. They are personality changes. The first one, and these two skills or personality changes only keep a human being better than technology always, because all the other things technology can do, but these two things technology can never do. The first one being creativity. Creativity not in the sense of colors and painting and writing. Creativity in the sense of critical thinking, divergent thinking, perception building, having an opinion, understanding what's going on around you, understanding the atmosphere. The typical word meaning of the word knowledge, that knowing your ledge, where are you standing, what's around you. And second, being wisdom, because wisdom is something that has to be deciphered very, 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 rigorously now, because once technology is in your hand, the world is open to you. And if you do not know what's good and bad for you, your decision making will go south, and there'll be a lot of problems that you'll face. So I think we have to work on these two lines as well. This talk is coming to its conclusion. We have a new entrant just now. So if Sunita ma'am, we cannot have your video, just to, if possible, if you could say a hi, because we have last 2 or 3 minutes left. If you want to add something. Vinita ma'am wants to say something before Sunita ma'am. So Vinita ma'am ka audio unmute kijega Raksha ji.
Okay. So what I'm going to say is that world is going to change. And what you were saying, that even the contents, now that we are doing it, parents are also sitting there, they're understanding. I find that in the present scenario, even the content, what we are teaching is not adequate. We need to change the contents altogether. I mean, flip learning has come to your door now, and it happens so suddenly, you're prepared for it. So, but utilizing this time to come up with better content, how to deliver it, how to engage children and parents into it, it's going to be a different scenario altogether. On top of it, I found that parents were far more cooperative when we started Zoom classes, right from class 1 till 12th. They have been so cooperative, they've been helpful, they've been giving us so many ideas. What we do is that after every class that we take, at the end of it, we ask parents to drop in any ideas and any suggestions for creativity I'm talking about, whether it's related to behavior of the child, whether it's related to the content, whether it's related to how we're delivering it, everything. Anyone faces any concern, we have 1 hour in the evening, or any new idea that has come up, please share. We are then on a daily basis finding solutions to it, sharing it with the teachers and parents, and some of them are still discarded, then we come up with something new. So it's working out fine, and we are recording it, which I'm going to share with all the principals of Millennium schools across the Millennium schools. Maybe, you have come across this forum, maybe, we can do something like other schools can do it, and we can share our creative ideas with regards to behavior also of the students as well. Life skills and behavior. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So just to, give this the right direction, we are right now trying to search for the most creative schools in India. So whatever good, great, nice, new, different or disruptive you're doing within your school, please try to share it with us. And my team members who have connected with you will share a small detailed message about this as well with you. This is basically a search for India's most creative school in all its aspects, whether it may be pedagogy, whether it may be experimentation, whether it may be your students doing some creative work at home, whether it may be your teachers finding new solutions. Whatever creative you're doing, try to share it with us. We'll take the best practices to our platform, again, to more schools across the globe. And with this, if you enjoyed this webinar and if you want to join the next ones, please open your audio and say a yes, so that we'll again get in touch with you. You can all open your audio right now. If you liked it, give us a big yes. And
yes.
Oh, yes.
Thank you so much,
Yes,
people.
definitely.
Yes.
Thank you. And tomorrow we have a principal coming from London. So every day we are having new principals, and I hope we'll be having a closed door big webinar after around a week or so, where we'll have all of you and we'll have some good speakers for you with a lot of new and different kind of content. Hope to see you then. Thank you so much for being with us this evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you.